What are some of the issues that we see with setting up a brand registry, adding any products to brand registry, and just really getting brand registered?
Yeah, so the number one thing that I see is that the brand name on the packaging varies just ever so slightly from the trademark name. So I had an issue where the capitalization was wrong, or it was actually two words, and on the packaging it was one word. So you do have to submit when you register your brand, and so we just want to make sure that that however it's registered in the USPTO is how it is on the packaging. So that's number one. Um, Number two, a lot of times our clients do not think about creating a trademark in other countries, and they think that their US trademark will apply in Canada and the UK, and that is not the case. Amazon requires that you have a trademark in every country that you're going to do business with in order to do brand registry. Eric, did you have any other ideas on that?
Um, I've seen some issues where like somebody goes to like get brand registered and the brand's already registered. That stuff doesn't happen very often. I don't think that's a thing that's going to take place anymore. I think Amazon's cracked down really heavily on that. But there has
Hmm.
been some times where in the past, if a company is like 20 years old or something, there might have been a past employee that registered for brand registry, didn't tell anybody. That email's locked to to the brand registry, and nobody can access brand registry. So I've seen some stuff like that. So when you do brand registry, when you like apply or set that up as the rights owner and the administrator of that account, what I would advise to do is make sure that it is like a generic email. So whether it's like Amazon at yourcompanyname.com, use that same email in your seller account as the main email, so you have both emails are matching. But then if you do have an employee that does leave, you don't lose that access, because I've seen that it sometimes they're very nice and you just text the person, hey, how you doing, hey, you got that code, and I've seen horror stories on the other side of things as well. And what else? Nothing. Like I said, we're gonna do a soft approach here, so nothing, nothing else that I'd like to get into. But yeah. So if your account's never been on Amazon, it's probably gonna be a nice, smooth, intro. But if you are having some issues, you can always reach out to the Amazon program to help get your trademark brand registered and all that kind of stuff. Or I guess get your business trademarked and then get brand registry. So, but also I think you can get an Amazon rep too when you build out that new account right away to help. But I'm not 100% on that. I don't know if that's for every new account. Lisa, is that just agents? Is that just agency rep, or do they get a brand new rep? Can't remember.
That's a good question. I haven't seen every new account get a rep. So I think most of the time it flows through the agencies.
Yeah, it sounds like if you're with Velocity Sellers and you want to open up an account, we can get someone from Amazon attached to your account. Very cool stuff now, yeah. I know that brand rep has been very instrumental, crucial, whatever adjective you want to say, to getting a lot of accounts that we've worked with open. So definitely it makes it easier. It's what I've seen, than having just to do it kind of on your own and kind of poke around in the dark. So yeah. All right. On brand registry still. Let's say you're brand registered, your account's open, you're ready to go. You're ready to start adding products. What are some of the errors we see with adding products to your now registered brand? It can be anything from, the product's already in Amazon's catalog and you have to kind of steal it back, or just the Amazon won't take the product, or it puts the product in a different category. Anything, Eric, that we see very commonly, and how do we go about fixing those errors?
Yeah. So it depends. Like, so if you are, 1P, you own the business, you trademark and all that stuff, you can run into some issues. Like maybe you didn't realize one of your products is already on Amazon. So you might end up adding a listing, and then like the UPC is already on Amazon. We kind of I think we talked about this last time, where you check your UPC on Amazon before you list your products. But anyway, if you don't do that, it might give you, I think it's like and I'm going to forget, 8541 error, where it'll say something or no, that's not right. Anyway, there's an error message that like it's in a 4-digit code starting with an 8 that'll trigger and just say that's like this ASIN already exists. It'll block you from that. So then you're going to have no choice to go to that specific ASIN and then use that ASIN to get into Amazon. There is, and if you're like a 3P seller and you're kind of just selling arbitrage, you might run into, I think it's a 500 level error. I think it was, where Amazon will make you ask for approval to sell that product. So there's going to be some brand gating that kind of comes through. So that can happen as well. And you're going to have no choice but to actually click the ask for approval. That email from Amazon goes to the brand owner, and then they are going to decide to give you any, give you access to their brand, which they probably won't do if they don't recognize you. So be mindful of that before you buy a pallet of goods, on a hot deal at the unclaimed freight store down the street.